G'day, welcome back to Dad versus Son. I've decided to go back to Fields of Fire for a little while. I'm going to actually try Mission 1, Battle for the Cloverleaf, which is the first mission in the Korean campaign from the first series. So this is set up on a 5x5 grid. This is my new board that I'm making up. I haven't finished it yet. I've still got to put the in-betweeny bits in. But this is the way I'm hoping it's going to go. So, with this one, you set up 5x5, but you're not sure what the actual terrain is. So once it's set up, then you work out what this terrain is, which is in line of sight from your staging area down the bottom here. So what I intend to do is I will flip these cards to see what they are, and if we have a line of sight through there or anything else, then I'll keep flipping until we're set. Once I've done that, I'll pause it. I'll set up the troops and everything else, the PC markers, all that sort of stuff, and then we can get into it. Now, it has been suggested to me, since I'm such a cluster when it comes to the rules, and I don't blame people, that what I do is basically put a video up, get all the comments on where I may have gone wrong, and then I can test and adjust after that without having to put up all of them first and then go from there. So I'm going to try that with these, with this, see how it goes. It may slow me down a little bit too much and just be a pain in the bottom, in which case I'll go nah, or worse to that effect, and go on from there. Righto. So once we're all set up, then I'll come back and we'll go through the whole thing about the mission and what we're supposed to do. So hang slack, and I will see you soon. Righto. So we're back. So I've done the setup, and as I said, we're playing Mission 1, Battle for the Cloverleaf from Fields of Fire Volume 1. This occurred between the 8th and 18th of August in 1950. It's an offensive mission for us, and we'll start in the staging row as per usual. Now, this mission can have up to 4 attempts, and the conditions under that change every time. So for the first attempt, we have the enemy as a veteran, and their stance is hasty. We only have 6 turns total for this first attempt. At turn 5, we go from daylight to twilight, and then on turn 6 we go to moon 4+. So that's why that's there. We start at no contact. The CO and XO are line. The first sergeant is a veteran, and the 3 platoon commanders are green. Everybody else is line as well. I've given each area a CO's TAC network. The CO has the battalion TAC, and I've put the RDFO with the CO, so I've just left his radio there, and the same with the mortar one for the XO. The CO has the 2 red star cluster parachutes. XO has the 2 green star cluster and parachutes, and a handheld illumination for the night missions. The first sergeant has a Willy Pete and a smoke, and then he has a yellow smoke and a handheld, and then the 3 platoons have got a Willy Pete, a smoke, a coloured smoke, and 2 handheld illuminations each. So at the moment, the Willy Pete and smoke is just being used for their battle effect, and the coloured smokes, parachutes and clusters are all being utilised as a ceasefire. We have fire support from the 15th Field Artillery Battalion of 105s, and we have 3 HE, 1 Willy Pete and 1 Illume mission, and we have the battalion 81mm mortars as well, which are available with 4 fire missions for HE, 1 for Willie Pete and 1 for Illume as well. Rightio, so coming over here, dun dun dun, I've put first platoon here in column 2. Each platoon has been given 2 machine guns, a recoilless rifle, a bazooka, and another anti-tank weapon. So they're all the same. The CO is also here, and the idea is that he'll go forward. He has number 2 50 cal heavy machine gun and the RDFO. And the reason for that is, oh look, there's a hill right in front of him. Okay, we'll do all the terrain in a moment. 2 platoon is in column 3. 3 platoon is in column 4, along with the first sergeant, and the XO has got, the first sergeant is the 1 and 2 30 cals. He has the mortar FO with him. Sorry, I screwed up. And he also has the Jeep ready to go. And then the XO's over here in column 5, and he has a 50 cal and the 75mm recoilless rifle. Okay, so like I said, I had to set up the terrain. What can be seen from the starting point? So, starting over here, we had brush, so we had no line of sight through the brush. We had a single hill here with a rice paddy on top. So again, we had no line of sight through here. Column 3, we started with an open, a rice paddy, a gully, so we still see through, another rice paddy and another rice paddy. So we can see all the way up. This is our assault or attack position. This is objective 2 and this is objective 1 as per the mission rules. So my plan for 2 platoon is to try and diddly bop up there. Here we had a gully, so again we could see straight into this hill here with a village on top. And here we had a rocky bit of ground where we could see straight through to this hill here with open ground on top. But again, these 2 blocked line of sight any further forward. However, looking from here to here, we can see that this rice paddy gives us a that does give us a line of sight, doesn't it? Duh. Because we're seeing over that, through that, and I should have turned this one as well. And it is an embankment, level 1. So that's basically a hill. Sorry about that. So there we go, and we have our embankment right there. Okay, and it's a potential contact B. And then, lucky last, looking from the open ground here in column 3, we can go through this open rocky area into this open cemetery here. So that's what we could see. Okay. So we start with, I don't know why that's there. That's there. Okay, so the first column is, the first row is all potential contact Cs. Rows 2 and 3 are potential contact Bs, and then 4 and 5 are all A's. And what we have to do is occupy and clear the enemy forces from the primary, secondary objectives and clear rows 1 and 3 of any forces. So we've got to clear here, we've got to clear here, and we're going to clear these 2. And we have 6 turns for our first chance to do it. Between attempts, I may place up to 2 foxholes on any secured card and 1 bunker for the COHQ on any secured card. So that's it. We're set up. We're ready to rock and a roll. And I think we're about right. So, as I said, the enemy is defensive, hasty, and veteran for the first 2 attempts. And hopefully we don't get hurt too much. Okay, so the other thing I've done is I've grabbed my little laser pointer here so I can probably point out a little bit better lines of sight and so forth rather than anything else. And it's actually not bad from this point of view because I can see where it blocks line of sight. Whether I use it or not, don't know, but hey, it was worth a go. Righto, so we're going to go in with the first part of the game. So, turn sequence. First thing we do is friendly high HQ, except on the first turn. So then we do the friendly command phase. So we draw for the CO. Okay, let me put these over here out of the way. And we'll come over here so you can see what I'm doing. Righto, so we'll draw first. And we're at no contact, so we get 2 + 1 for the no contact. So it's 3 commands for the CO. A whole 3. So he is simply going to use them all. And it's going to be one of those days, man. And he's going to activate 1, 2, and 3 platoon. So 1 platoon first, and 1 platoon gets 5, +1 for no contact, -1 for being green, so 5, which is pretty damn fine in the grand scheme of things. 2 platoons the same, +1, -1, gets a 5. And 3 platoon usually ends up with about 2. Oh, look at that. +1, -1, 1. Good old 3 platoon. The poor cousins of the family. Okay, so let's come over here and see what we want to do with these people. Right. So, as I said, we have 1st platoon in column 2, 2nd platoon in column 3, and 3rd platoon in column 4. So, okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a weapons team forward from 3, and I'm going to put that here on the rocky ground first. So up here, rather than putting them down in the gully. So they are exposed. And that is exactly all that 3 can do. Okay, 1 and 2 platoons. Okay, so 1 platoon and 2 platoon have 5 commands each. So I'm going to send number 1 AT forward into this brush here. He'll be exposed. Fat fingers. And I'm going to send 2 weapons 1 up onto the hill into the rice paddy. And he is exposed. Okay, so that's 2 commands for 1 platoon, so they have 3 left to play with. Okay, I need to turn that over, don't I? 2 platoon. What to do with 2 platoon? Okay, so they've got open here. Again, I'm going to play it safe. So I've got fire here, potentially, across here, which is great. And I've got fire here, to here, and potentially over to here if need be. So I'm going to send forward number 2 AT and number 2 weapons. So they're both going forward. So that gives me grenades and automatic weapons fire straight down that way. And they are exposed. Okay, now because they've moved forward, now we need to check line of sight and see exactly what they can see. So this one here can see into here now, so we can check that. And it's another hill, and I've run out of hills. Okay, so it's a hill with open ground on top again. So I'm just going to build it up a little bit. There we go. Open on top. Potential contact. Can't see any further. That's it. We're up here. He can't see any further forward that way, but he can see over to here. So we'll have a quick look there. And we have an embankment. Guess what? That's basically another hill. So just grab another couple. Chuck them there. Embankment up on top. Potential contact. Okay, this one is already looking through here. It's already looking up here. Can't go any further there. Same here. So, poo. Yuckies. Not very nice at all. Righto, so the next thing that happens after that is the impulse. And the XO gets one command and the sergeant get one command, and they're going to bank them. They're not going to use them. And then we have the general initiative phase. So let's draw a card, see what we get. And we have a 2. Okay, so 2. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to try and find cover up here for this gentleman as my first one. So it's got a draw of 3. And we have 1 for rally, 2 for zip, and 3 for contact. So at least we'll get rid of contact. And then we're going to try here for cover as well. It's only a 2 draw this time. And we go a rally for 1 and a zip for 2. So that was totally bloody useless. Thank you for coming and goodbye. Righto. So it is now the higher headquarters for the enemy if they had anything. But it's first turn, so they don't get it anyway. Enemy activity check doesn't occur because there are no enemy at the moment. Mutual capture and retreat phase is not occurring. And by the way, the Americans will capture, if possible. The North Koreans will not. Vehicle phase, there's only one vehicle at the moment and it hasn't been activated. So the mutual combat phase. There are no fire missions to update, so we evaluate potential contact markers. Again, this is usually done in alphabetical order, so A's, then B's and C's. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 C's to do. Make it go a little bit faster this time. I won't go, yeah, we'll do 1 and 3 and 5 and 7 and whatever else. I'll just work left to right, okay? We'll make some people a bit happier. So we'll do this column 1 first. So potential contact, C, at no contact is a draw of 4. So we go 1 for nothing, 2 for cover, yeah, now it turns up, 3 for nothing, 4 for rally. So we've cleared the first one. Yay! And we're rejoiced. Okay, the next one, again, draw a 4. And we have a rally, a rally, a rally, and a contact. Okay, so we have a contact here, and, here, and we do a draw for it, and it is a 4. So just change this to... So I'm just getting ahead of myself. Shouldn't be doing that. Okay, so it's a C for a 4 is a package 3 sniper. Okay, so let's pull out a sniper for the Koreans. And this sniper has never been clipped. I know, it's hard to believe, but he hasn't. Righto, so their cover marker is foxholes if it's not nominated as anything else, and it is not. So we'll grab some foxholes for our little sniper, and then we'll see where he's going. Again, to a draw of 10, and he's going to number 2, which is per package placement, and his package placement is at max line of sight. Okay, so we're here. So at max line of sight could be up this way or that way or whatever else, so we need a direction. And the direction is 4, and a 4 is front. So he is right here. Sniper under foxholes, and he is not spotted. So he's there like that, and I'll just do my usual so I don't forget him. And he's going to be under fire. And so we need to put out a PDF for him. Which is like that. And he will have fiddly stuff. Okay, so he will have sniper fire against a nominated person, which is this one, this is nobody else. And if anybody else was up there, we would have small arms fire against them. Okay, so we're at contact. We have 2 more potential contacts to do, columns 3 and columns 5. So we're going to do column 3 next. We're at contact now, so it's a draw of 3. And we go no for 1, rally for 2, and cover for 3. So that one's gone. So that's great. And then the last one here, again, draw of 3, and we have a rally, nothing, and last one is a contact, and the contact is a number 2. Who does number 2 work for? Okay, 2 is number 2, incoming mortars. So it's an incoming mortar, so pending fire, incoming mortar. Okay, so here's his incoming, and it is a mortar spotter, and mortars have 1 fire mission. So he'll fire, and then later on he'll run away. Okay, so here we have number 2 mortar spotter, and again he is under foxholes. And he will be positioned, well, it makes it pretty hard, doesn't it, at 7. And 7 for placement is left front max line of sight. So he's just sitting up here, fat, dumb and happy. Like that. And not spotted. And there is no PDF for that. Right. So that's our potential contacts done. So we've cleared 4 of the cards from the first row. So next thing that happens then is combat. So we don't have anybody pinned at the moment, so we're just going to go through the combats. So we have effectively 2 units that are under fire. Just move stuff out of the way so it can come down a bit. There we go. Which is column 2 and column 5. So again, I'm going to, this time I'm going to go random because it's really, really important, I think, for these ones as to the random draw as to what you get. I'm just getting rid of some cards here because they're annoying me. Righto. So we have 1 on the left, 2 on the right, and we are going to do number 2. Okay, so let's have a look here. So he is -2 for being exposed, -3 for the incoming is -5, +1 for the cover is minus, oh hang on, this is just a mortar spotter, not a heavy mortar. Okay, sorry about that. He actually has 2 fire missions. I'll just mark that. 2 mortar, 2 fire missions. So he has 1 fire mission to go. Okay, so he's shooting for -2, -5, +1, so -4.